Ayy, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm meant to. Hit the ground running like the rain do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh, now they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I'm fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jets. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ay.
What's up, good Vipo? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing toxic people. Toxic people, if you can hear me in the chat, because this evening, that's what we're going to be talking about. A few toxic people, some of note, some are celebrities, some are people that we cover over here. And welcome to everyone viewing on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Thank you to everyone here on the Facebook side, letting me know that you can hear me by typing toxic people. That's Alice, DTW, Delilah, Saint Center, Sabrina, Vicky, Mocha Barbie, Michelle, she is so bougie, and everyone else, because I'm about to start struggling with the names, who's letting me know that you can hear me. Also, thank you to the 94% of you over here on the YouTube side who have voted and said that you have liked and shared this video. Please, if you have not as of yet, like and share this video. It is free to you, but it is invaluable to me and the growth of this platform. So it's greatly appreciated in advance. So this evening, this is a general hot topics live show. My goal today was to bring back the Hot Topics show where we talk about general hot topics from all over these internet streets. And I put the show together. And as I got all pretty much the show was solidified, I was pulling in the last few pieces. Then Miss Sassy Crooks over there. She got to going, y'all. She causing drama. She said when she came back to the States, oh, she was going to be a Tasmanian drama devil. And that's what happened. So, but wasn't throwing away the whole show, but I had to shift some things around. Some things were pushing to some other live because we had to make space for it because it's going down today. So, but before we get into that, we have, we're going to talk about a missing young woman who thankfully there's a good update on this story, but I had already pulled it in and already done the research, and then I found out that there was good news, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna still keep the story because it's still interesting. Then we have Brian McKnight. He's been in the news and getting drugged through the internet streets, and so we're going to talk about that for him. Saying that his children were created in sin. Then we have Pastor Keon Henderson, who has gone viral for telling a woman who was in worship, shush it right now. I ain't got no time for your worshiping. We're going to get into that story. Then we have an unfortunate story update of Papi Cuisine, well, Papi, Alex from Papi Cuisine, who is, he's a person of note over here on this channel, at least. Unfortunately, his restaurant experienced arsonist on overnight, and we're going to get into that story. And then lastly, we're going to go into, she was supposed to wait till Thursday and Friday. She got to get all the attention. Miss Sassy Crook, Miss Scampa, DJ Scampa, DJ Scamyonce needed to get the attention. She must have heard that we were pushing that content to Thursdays and Fridays only. She's like, oh no, I got to get their attention. I got to cause some drama. And here she go. So we're going to talk about that. Darius Crooks being a toxic friend and dragging Black women as usual, specifically Black business women owners, just nasty and toxic and disgusting for no goddamn reason. Oh, it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible and unnecessary. It's sickening. Sickening. We're going to get into that. I'm trying to let me get that back out of me because Lord just watching it. Oh my God, I was so disgusted. Just wanted to wring her old ham hock neck. Anyway, we'll get to that later. First story, Ariel Davis. Have you heard the story of Ariel Davis out of Alabama? She is a young woman who is intellectually disabled, and she went missing. And her family was looking for her. Her cousin took to social media, took to TikTok to try to get the word spread. It was forwarded to me through Kimika, one of our VIPO members. And so I shared it on my platforms as well. And then within a couple of hours, found out we got good news. She's been found. But here's the story as told by her cousin first.
My cousin Ariel Davis is missing, and we need your help. Ariel Davis was last seen yesterday on April 2nd, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m., and we believe she was lured out of her home. She is 27 years old, but she is also mentally disabled, and we are begging that you guys share this video so that we can get the word out. Ariel was taken to the Regions Bank downtown in Birmingham, Alabama with this man right here. The latest update is that she was located last seen in Atlanta, Georgia area, going on a Greyhound bus. She does not drive and she is not over her own finances. A missing and endangered alert has been issued for Ariel Davis, and we are asking that you help us by sharing anything that you see in regards to Ariel Davis, 27 years old, lives in Clay, Alabama. Our family is devastated and heartbroken, and we are asking once again if you have any information to please contact Jefferson County Police Department. She's about 5'4", 120 pounds, and the last shirt that she had on was a peach shirt with box braids. Here's a close-up picture of the guy that was with her in the screenshot before, so that you can see what he looks like. If you have any...
He looking scary. Ooh, Jesus. Thank God they found her. I got a little nervous, y'all, when I saw this picture, and this was before I knew the update. I said, oh, Lord, he looked like he eat limbs of humans. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Information on this guy, we ask that you contact us, reach out. Please just help us find Ariel and bring Ariel back home. Her parents are devastated. Her sister is worried sick, and we just want to make sure that she's brought back home safely. We appreciate any help that you guys can give us. Again, they were last seen in the Atlanta area or going towards the Atlanta area at a Greyhound.
Okay, we can end that there because we got the updates on those pieces. So the full story, because y'all know how I roll over here. I like a full story. I ain't just gonna be rambling. So the update on Ariel Davis is that she has been found alive and is at an undisclosed hospital, and no other details have been given other than that at this point. Well, at least earlier in the day when I pulled this. So they said her name is Ariel Nicole Josephine Davis. That's a long ass name, but it's cute. Ariel Nicole Josephine Davis was reported missing by her family Tuesday. She is mentally disabled and does not drive nor handle her own finances. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency on Wednesday issued a missing and endangered alert for Ariel. She lives with her parents and was last seen about 10 a.m. on Tuesday at her family's home in Creekstone Circle, Creekstone Circle in Clay. Ariel was home when her parents left for work on Tuesday. Her father called Alexis several hours later, concerned that he had not been able to get in touch with Ariel. Family said she always answers her cell phone. So Alexis rushes home, and the door was unlocked, and all of the cash in the house was gone. She was quoted as saying her bag was gone. Some of the clothes were gone, she said. Nothing of great value was missing, though. So Ariel's father said because he is on her bank account, he received a notification from the bank in downtown Birmingham on Tuesday that there had been a withdrawal from Ariel's account. But all she had in her account was $16, thankfully. And the father was saying the account had been closed. I offered her $16. So this wonky-eyed fool got her to take the $16, her last bit of money out, and close the account over $16. The father was quoted as, I think he thought there would be more money there. I'm sorry, that wasn't her father. That was her sister who said that. But we just got back from Florida from spring break, and she had spent all of her money there. Thank God. God was working with this. The photo was released by the bank, and Alexis said that they did not recognize the man with her. So the family doesn't know this person. Might have probably been some creep she met offline that they didn't know about. Thank God there's a happy end to this story. Well, as she's been found. We don't know how happy the ending is necessarily. Okay, and so here's a news clip that talks to her family and gives a few more details as well.
Disabled woman from Clay is desperate for answers tonight after one of the last images of her caught on security camera was with a mysterious man in Birmingham.
Aaliyah issued a missing and endangered person alert for 27-year-old Ariel Davis today. WVTM 13's Gladys Bautista spoke to Davis's parents.
She is live and local tonight in Birmingham at the Greyhound bus station, where Davis's parents believe was one of the last places she was seen. Gladys?
Good evening, Guy and Sherry. Davis's worried parents say that they received the tip that she was last seen here at this Greyhound bus station with a mysterious man they say they have never seen, don't recognize. That's why they now say they believe she was lured from home and are praying for her safe return. This picture now leaving more questions than answers.
That's my baby. Regardless if she's 27, she has intellectual disabilities. I know that. And I just didn't want anybody to take advantage of her.
For the parents of 27-year-old Ariel Davis, who does not drive or handle her own money.
How does she know him? Where did he come from? And why is she there with him in a bank of all places, and why?
Cameron and Terrence Davis now fear that may have happened after reporting Ariel missing Tuesday.
It wasn't an easy day. It was really gut-wrenching. It was like a gut punch that, like, hey, and the oxygen was taken out of the room.
Terrence Davis says he first realized something was wrong Tuesday morning when Ariel's location wasn't showing up on his phone, and calls to her cell and the house phone at their Creekstone Circle home were going unanswered. After leaving work and canvassing their neighborhood for hours to no avail, worry set in that afternoon.
And I knew if she was not back here by 3 o'clock, because she knows her dad got off at 3 o'clock, that this was not something good.
Terrence Davis says he received an alert on his phone from their bank that a closing withdrawal was made that morning from Ariel's account at a bank location on 5th Avenue North in downtown Birmingham. When investigators went to learn more, they got this picture from the bank's surveillance footage timestamped at 9:28 a.m. Tuesday. Ariel with a man her family does not recognize.
A predator, because she could easily be manipulated. So I feel like he really saw that opportunity and manipulated her.
And after receiving a tip that Ariel and the unknown man were seen at the Greyhound bus station heading to Atlanta, they say they're now relying on their faith to help them through what they now feel with their daughter still not home.
Disbelief and pain, fear.
Oh, wrong button. Yeah, I was looking at CJ's. Hey, CJ, I was looking at CJ's comment. In order for her to be lured that far, she had to know him. And I agree with that. I think that it's probably a situation of her knowing him through maybe the internet. Since the family didn't know him, maybe she had been talking to him for however long via social media. They never knew that communication was happening, and for lack of a better word, relationship was happening. And so he made his way to getting in her real life and then lured her away. Makes total sense. That's why, usually we talk about those things with like your children and your teenagers, to be careful with that. But if you have someone in your family who is intellectually or mentally impaired or disabled, it's like we got to be mindful of that too. And seniors as well. Thankfully, like my mom, she won't make a move without checking with me first. Like, I don't know, these people asking me this or reaching out about this. What's this? And I'm like, oh, that's a scam. That's a scam. Ignore that one. Poll question, we're closing out. Have you heard the story of Ariel Davis? 91% of you say no. 9% of you say yes. So yeah, it was due to Kimika, but I literally just found out about it this morning. And in sharing it, I was like, well, let me dig into it since we were going to do a hot topic show. And like I said, good news is we found out, but it's definitely still an interesting story and a cautionary tale. Right. That's so scary. Right. Miss Kia saying that's my most fear with my son who has autism going missing. Yeah. So that's another reason I wanted to share the story as a cautionary tale to for all of us as well. A scammer, of course, too. Yes, but you know what? A scammer who's scamming for $16, because they said that's all she had in her bank account, giving me crackhead vibes. It's giving me crackhead vibes. Like, I'm like, for him to want her to close the account, like to actually take the $16, what you gonna do? Like, how far you getting with that? So to me, that says that he knew he could at least get a rock from it or something. So then moving on to our next story, Brian canceled McKnight. Brian McKnight, who is a famed R&B singer, used to be a lot of people's fave, including mine. Now he's in the hot seat once again. This has been going on for a couple years now. Because the first time I remember talking about Brian McKnight and all the drama going on with his family, was that 3 years ago already, y'all? Wasn't that during the pandemic? I feel like. Poll question that just went out is, are you a fan of Brian McKnight? Are you a fan of Brian McKnight? So Brian McKnight's most recent drama, I haven't even been talking about the bits and pieces over the past couple months. But the most recent thing that just happened is Brian McKnight concert got canceled after he called his biological children evil. So Brian McKnight had a concert that was scheduled at the Motor City Casino Hotel in Detroit, Michigan. And they said last month, he raised eyebrows with a few shocking comments about his biological children. Now, he said a lot of stuff about them being selfish, ungrateful, all these things. He's drugged his children before. This ain't the first time, but it's the first time he's used these words that real parents don't use towards their children, to define their children. Good, bad, or indifferent. So he says, last month, Brian McKnight raised eyebrows with a few shocking comments about his biological children. While addressing backlash, he suggested that they are evil and only claimed his stepchildren. This is, of course, it prompted even more backlash. One of his biological sons, Nico, even took to social media to fire back, making some disturbing allegations against his father, insinuating he is actually the evil one. Just based on the actions and stuff I've been seeing since this stuff has come out, this is how I feel about it. Now when Brian McKnight music comes on my playlist, because it's still there, I ain't got rid of. I'm like, love the song, but it's hard for me to get into him the same way. It literally has tarnished the good feelings I had with his music. It's horrible. Horrible. I used to play him on repeat on the Back at One album. I would be in the car for weeks at a time. That'd be the only CD playing in my car. That back in the, y'all see how old I am. It was literally a CD. I was a fan. So for those of you who don't know, backtracking just a little bit, and I covered this before on this channel, Brian McKnight, in one of his times of calling his children out, he disowned his children, said that I think his 3 stepchildren, 2 or 3 stepchildren were his real children. He says he wrote his biological children out of his will. He was taunting them on social media. I think who did he buy? Is my memory's a little stretched, but I remember he bought, I think it was his daughter, a Mercedes Benz or something. The stepdaughter, a Mercedes Benz. He's claiming them as his real children, and his bio children don't exist to him. Taunting them with that. Then when he had his newborn, a year or 2 ago now, he named the newborn as a junior when he already got a junior. He gave the newborn his other son's name. He's like, here's the real Brian McKnight Jr., whatever he said in the caption, with the picture of the little baby holding his finger. I was like, this man that's evil. That's evil. Because I think he said, you are my only, I think it was the caption was something to the effect that you are my only namesake. You will carry on my legacy, or something to that degree. Disown it like his other grown sons don't exist. I'm like, that's not cute. I was done at that. That wasn't cute at all. So they said, now it appears as though McKnight continues to face consequences of his remarks and actions. He was scheduled to perform at the Motor City Casino Hotel in Detroit at the beginning of June, but the event has since been canceled. This is due to social media users trolling even organizers online, making it clear that they weren't interested in supporting him any longer. So then here was the cancellation notice that was put up after people had their way. Like, he's done for. Event canceled, they said. Unfortunately, the event organizer has had to cancel your event. They said has had to cancel your event. You don't need to do a thing. We'll issue, let me enlarge it. I'm struggling. You don't need to do a thing. We'll issue a refund to the original method of payment used at the time of purchase as soon as funds are received from the event organizer. It should appear on your account within 14 to 21 days. That's a long ass time. You better give me my 3 to 5 business days. Please note, if the tickets were transferred to you, the refund will go to the fan who originally purchased the tickets from Ticketmaster. They like, sorry, y'all, we got to cancel this. So people were quoted online as saying some of the trolling that was happening was people saying, I wouldn't even go if the concert was free. Another said, tell him to bring his kids and we might come, like his biological children. Let me close out this poll question. Are you a fan of Brian McKnight? 67% of you say no. 34% of you say yes, you are still a fan of his. I used to be, but I'm not now. I'm not. I can't do this. I can't. Yeah. He seems like a narcissistic, like one of those clinical, not how we loosely just use the word narcissist, like this, like bordering on sociopathic. Like, that's what I get. Those are the vibes I get from him. And it's hard for me to support that. Not hard. I can't support that. Let me get misspell. Next poll question coming out to you. Do you think that Brian McKnight should be canceled for his behavior towards his children? Do you think we just not only cancel this concert here, but you think we need to just cancel him? Like, just go ahead, go and retire with your stepchildren and your other wife. Go on with them. They so great to you. They more important than anybody else in your life. And your existing children, go be with them. We'll give you all the time you want with them. We won't even bother you to ask you to sing no more for us. How many of you think that that's what he need to go ahead and do? His ex-wife, Julie, even chimed in after this cancellation notice went up. And she chimed in with a popcorn emoji indicating she enjoyed watching it all unfold. Shortly after McKnight's comments on their kids, she responded with a clip comparing him to a child throwing a tantrum. She was quoted as saying, "The point of every negative situation, whether it is an illness, whether it is a fool that you have to deal with, because they keep entering your life when you are no longer giving any more energy to it, is to only keep you down to where they thought they had you, because they were the author of an extremely abusive I'm sorry, my eyes getting lost and everything. Because they were the author of an extremely abusive situation emotionally and mentally," she said. And she went on to say, "So when everybody pulls that away, it's like a kid without candy who throws tantrum." So she's saying he always comes with that negative energy because he's emotionally abusive, and when you don't give him that energy back, you ain't giving him nowhere to be performative, then he throws a tantrum like a little kid. And that's why he like, "No, they came from evil. They were never no good. They wasn't no godly thing. My children came from evil." So she went on and she actually did a video as well where she expressed her feelings about her ex-husband, Brian canceled McKnight.
Know how I strive to live within a space of positivity. I try daily to make a conscious effort to remain in that space, because outside of that isn't a happy place to be. Physically, mentally, spiritually, it's better for me to be in a space where I make sure that the joy is what's around me, because I have so much to be thankful for, so many things that I'm grateful for. And I know the way the devil works, and I know that in those times where blessings are bountiful, he likes to creep in, and he likes to use things that he feels will touch parts of you to bring you out of a space where your energy is brought to a lower vibration, lower level, because then you're no longer able to continue on a path where you are okay. That day and that time and that moment and in those seconds, it will and has been and will forever be in reference to my children. As I'm sure most mamas are, as I'm sure most daddies are. And at some point, it's just enough. It's just enough. And it has to be clear that, and hopefully it can help some other folk who might be dealing with situations where there's a constant gnaw of ridiculousness that's trying to get its way, almost like a rat that knows there's food on the other side that will nourish every part of them because they're not getting it. And with this situation, it's attention. So that rat just keeps digging and it keeps digging and it chews through wires and it chews through holes in any way it can find an end to hopefully get into your space, snatch everything so you can go running through the house and try to hit it with a broom. That's what their intent is. I want you, just as I daily am trying my best to do, is to find those spaces where you don't allow that into your space. And I know there's some that's going to say, well, you're addressing it now. Why? Because he said something about you. The things that have been said about me, you would not believe. The things that could be said. The point of it is nothing. I don't want to draw attention to anything. And if I ever do, it is only to help if there's someone who's in a situation who feels like they're being just pushed, prodded, probed. This is that type of situation where everything, of course, in me wants to run amok through every street in this city and that city and the other city and that would do what? The point at the end of every negative situation, whether it's an illness, whether it's a fool that you have to deal with because they keep entering your life when you are no longer giving any more energy to it. It's to only keep you down to where they thought they had you because they knew that they were the author of an extremely abusive situation, emotionally, mentally. And they're no good at not being the center of that attention anymore. So when everybody pulls that away, it's like a kid who throws a tantrum. I'm going to do more. I'm going to raise up. My voice is going to get louder until I end up on the ground kicking and screaming. And then I'm going to show you that, I got you. No. You continue to stay in that space that keeps you cool. And I'm telling you this from experience because this is a time where I do understand that things can hit here. And at this point, on a day like today, it's here. So it's beneficial to kind of bring it in a space that makes sense again. I am so proud to have raised these men. I am so proud to have raised these men that God allowed me, knowing that I wouldn't get everything right. But he allowed me to raise them, and he allowed us to be in a space where, yes, I did have the helms to raise them predominantly on my own, with the help of my family, with the help of my friends, with the help of my community. I'm so glad we had that tribe, and I want others to feel that, and that's what we're here to do.
Okay, it was 6 minutes long, but I felt like, in a way, there was a message there that I don't know how many of you actually may have needed to hear based on what you may be dealing with in your own life with a person who is like that, narcissistic, manipulator, etc. And she's right. Like, we haven't seen her doing the tit for tat back and forth. That usually says a lot about who's the guilty party in these situations as well. Because if they were as evil as what he's saying, they would be acting like he's acting. And, evil, narcissistic manipulators, they project whatever they are. They project it on other people and say they're evil, they're manipulator, they narcissistic, they selfish, they this, they that. And it's like, if you don't turn that mirror around, if you don't turn that goddamn mirror around. So Brian McKnight, something else that it has come up recently. Some of you may or may not be aware of it. One of his sons, and I didn't have time to find the clip, but I know I saw like a week or two ago that one of his sons has cancer. People were saying, you're not even there for your son, and this and that, and da da da. And so, not Darius. I'm sorry, the personalities are seeming so similar now. But Brian McKnight took to his social media, and I just don't know where I did. I remember watching the clip, but I don't know what I did with it. But he took to his social media, and he was saying that he was, in fact, aware of his son battling cancer, etc. And he, as soon as he found out, ran to his son's aid. He was providing money to get him the best medical help. I think he was saying him and his wife went as far as to find him the best specialist, etc., and create a wellness plan for him and blah, blah, blah. And as he was talking, I was like, I'm not feeling the authenticity of this, of what he's saying. It was very emotionalist. And it was like he was rattling off stuff. But then he switches it up and he says, yes, and I was doing, who is that? I can't even pronounce your name. What is it? I am Mullen. Is saying Brian lied. That's what I was getting from it. And I ain't had no proof. Just all I had was my discernment, and it don't fail me, is what I've learned as I've aged. Trust your goddamn discernment. My discernment does not fail me. I was like, it don't feel authentic. It don't feel real. He was saying a lot of stuff that sound good, but I was like, it ain't hitting. So Brian McKnight claims that he rushed to his son's aid as soon as he found out. He was trying to get him the best help, blah, 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 this and that. And he says that they pushed him away. That they basically, he was alluding to like his ex-wife, and I guess whoever the other people are, I guess including his son, was like, don't be doing all that for him. We don't need you doing nothing for him. We gonna get away from here. And maybe based on what she's saying in the video we just watched, they may have, because I'm sure Brian McKnight didn't come in with the best tone or anything else. He's probably like, yeah, I heard God gave you cancer because of the way you've treated me as a father. And so, but because I'm your father and I do, I have no choice but to love you because you did come from me. You are my seed. I will do the duties that God requires me to do. And I'm going to go ahead and pay for this. Although you've always been ungrateful for the things I've done for you all of your life, and you wouldn't even be here in this moment still living if it wasn't for what I did, but I'm going to do this for you. I'm sure that's the energy that, because that's what a narcissist would do, like a person who act like that. And then they'd be like, I don't understand. He telling me to leave. Why are you telling me to leave? I'm just trying to help you. I wasn't there, y'all, but I just got a feeling. I've seen this stuff play out before. I got a feeling. I can be totally wrong, but I don't think I am. The other piece I saw let me get through this first, and then I'll do the few comments I start. So Black Twitter was social media. Black social media was dragging Brian McKnight all from all over Cat Williams' internet. One person put here, update, Brian McKnight upcoming concert in Detroit has been canceled. And so they posted, the event cancellation notice. And then one person responded, well, I guess he's starting back at 1. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Then another, this was from the neighborhood talk, captured some people's comments. Somebody said, he might as well retire. Tell him to bring his kids and we might come. Another person says, wouldn't even go for free. Oh, this is the quotes they took. Then somebody put a meme. Sir, absolutely not. And then a meme. Hell no. Then somebody got down here. This is a creative way to say F something. They put the letter F in 3 tomatoes. F Brian McKnight with tomatoes. Throwing tomatoes at him on the stage. Oh, Brian. Oh, you see what it is? What happens when you're evil towards your own children? And then taunting them on social media, disowning them, and then taunting them with your purchased family that wouldn't be around you if you weren't rich. Oh, Brian. Oh, cancel McKnight. Then a person says he's having a concert in one of the blackest city while being anti-black. He forgot who his audience was. LOL with laughing emojis rolling. Then new tour date should be in white states only: Idaho, Maine, Massachusetts. Let's see how far he get. Y'all so y'all so funny. As in us. Then one was one of these gifs of somebody said Brian McKnight saying I'm coming to Detroit, and then they put this meme up. That's Brian McKnight saying he coming to Detroit. Y'all slamming the door right in his face. Y'all ain't got no chill. No chill. I love y'all for it. The other piece, and I saw we're gonna read a couple comments, but Brian McKnight has a reputation in the industry that I wasn't even aware of until after all this, until after the stuff happened with his son. And then at some point after that, I watched R&B Money Podcast. I'm way behind on episodes now. But I used to watch it religiously. And during one of the episodes, Tank, the singer Tank, was saying that he was interviewing somebody else and they were agreeing, but they were saying how toxic and competitive that Brian McKnight is. Like on a way that he doesn't mesh and bond with the other, singers on his level, the other R&B singers. Instead, I think Tank's story was one day Brian comes to his house and he has some new car and he's thinking, they're going to hang out or whatever. And maybe, I don't know, go in the studio or whatever. He said he realized by the time that it had ended that it wasn't about camaraderie or anything. It was about Brian coming over there to show off his new car. And that was it. And once he got that out of him, he was done. And he said all he did was brag or whatever. And they said just what they know about him and experience with him is he's extremely competitive and not one to try to work with people and all of that. I was like, wow, I didn't know it was like that. I thought maybe the hatred was the energy he had, the toxic energy was for his own children. Sounds like it's just for the world, except for, his white family, his new white family. So the people are saying that Brian McKnight is finding out the hard way that you can only make so much of your personal business public before people start to take sides. I know I have. And only he knows why he insulted his children the way he did. But if he doesn't care about his relationship with his older children, he definitely should care about his career, which may not recover from this scandal. For me, you don't come back from this one. Like for me personally, there's no coming back from this. There's no apology. There's no amount of time that makes me forget what you did to your children. Even if, you should be repairing those relationships, but even if you do, I'm gonna know at the core of who you are. So not that he care about I don't buy no music no more anyway. I stream everything. So I do go to concerts, but let me see. Go through a couple of comments. Thank you for joining the membership, Alicia Lynch. Oh, I did forget to mention, we do have our membership. Enables you to have special emojis. You get early release of videos, exclusive interviews. I just put up an exclusive interview on the membership side that only they can see. And there's like a couple other projects I'm working on. So you'll get that. Special emojis. We'll have our own special unfiltered live streams on a monthly basis. And other exclusive kind of things. Now, Patreon, I've gotten a couple questions like somebody asked, which one do you prefer I join, Patreon or YouTube, the YouTube channel membership? They're different. The channel membership is centered around the channel and content. And then Patreon is me as a person and everything related to me being an influencer, business, and a little peek into my personal world. Totally different. And it's unfiltered. And we talk about any and everything. It's different. It's a whole different vibe over there. So join both. Join both. Diamond is saying his brother goes live on TikTok and he is so ashamed when people ask him questions about Brian McKnight. I wonder which brother you're talking about. I guess one of the brothers from Take 6. I can see why I'd be embarrassed about him too. And I'm sure they probably got their own issues with him. The way he behaves, I don't think is isolated to just his children or just Tank's story or other R&B singer, male R&B singers. I don't think it's isolated to them. We'll see how long the second wife goes. Is going to stay around when the money is gone. Yeah, we will see, because this will hit him hard if this continues. Now, it's only been one concert date. It's only one promoter. We'll see. This could be right off the heels of him doing this. A lot of y'all got short-term memories. The public in general does. And so he might wait this out, or who knows, maybe the next city will be just fine with it. Maybe most of them got their tickets beforehand. Lisa is saying, I questioned his current wife. Yeah, I did too. When I saw him doing that toxic stuff on social media with the newborn, but also buying the stepdaughter a car, and not him buying her car, that's not a big deal, but it was the way it was done. It was almost like, I'm disowning y'all and I'm giving everything to them, that kind of thing. It was real petty. It's real petty. Oh, that's what Papi reminded me of that Tank story. He's always had a bad rap behind the scenes. Glad he got exposed. Yeah, he's getting it. Look like it ain't over. Look like it ain't over. I think that's about crooks. So moving on to our next topic. Oh, let me close out this poll question. Have you ever had a toxic person like this in your life, in your world? 67% of you say yes. 33% of you say no. Yeah, well, y'all know. Any of y'all who really follow me over here, y'all already know my answer. Hell yeah. Y'all actually get to see it play out. That's been the most toxic person in my life. Moving on to our next story of hush worship. If you don't hush up, have you seen this viral clip? Hold on. It's coming your way. Thought I had a different. Oh, no. Okay. Have you seen this viral clip of Pastor Keon Henderson hushing a woman during worship service? So this pastor, I've seen him on, like, he's pretty viral. Like, I see his stuff on Reels and all of that kind of stuff. They seem interesting. Not the sermon, though. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes I don't want it to be there. But anyway, he's gone viral for, I don't know if this was this past Sunday or when it was exactly, but during worship service, he felt the need to tell one of the worshipers to shut the F up. That ain't what we here to do.
I lift my hands in I lift my hands in. Hey. Stop her. Hush, hush. Silence in the name of Jesus. I lift my hands into the only voice I want heard is his. So praise.
So, so y'all already, I'm like trying to, y'all got my mind racing. I'm like, I got my show notes, but I'm reading comments of y'all saying stuff I wasn't aware of. And so that's making my brain, it's going into overload because I'm processing that. And I want to talk about that. And let me refocus. Let me stick to the notes, and then we'll come over to what y'all talking about, because y'all got some tea I don't know nothing about. But it's confirming that my discernment, it's my discernment. I couldn't even tell you why. It's just, it was discernment. So what it reminded me of when I heard about it before I saw it. And when I saw it, I said, this reminds me of when I went to a mega church, and every time my pastor would state the name of his sermon, like, first he would read the scripture that would be related to the sermon, and then he'd be like, when God tells you no, for your yes to come later. Oh! And that she would do that every time. And we got so used to it. Now, when I first started the church, I was like, what? Is something wrong? Like, what's happening? But then I got used to it like everybody else. He didn't respond to it. Nobody else responded to it. And I went to a mega church. So it wasn't like, I ain't talking about no storefront church where we like, oh, that's Auntie Gail. She be acting up. It wasn't that. This is a huge church. Every time he'd be like, write the vision and make it plain. Oh! Oh! Every time. So then I was like, oh, that ain't real. That's theatrics. She want attention. Pastor never won. Now, I think he joked about it a couple, like little slide jokes here or there, but he never was like, hey, I'm up here. This is my show. He never did that. I think for me personally, with this particular situation, that, hey, hush it. I have a problem with, to me, you only snap fingers for commands for dogs. So you snap your finger at me, that's problem number one. In the gate, I ain't heard or seen nothing else you did. You ain't doing nothing making me see red. Don't snap at me. I'm not a dog. So that bothered me. But, okay, so when I started doing it, because y'all know I'm always deep diving. So when I dug a little deeper, I got some further away. Let me get through this poll question, put the next one up. Have you seen this viral clip of him hushing her? 50% of you had, 50% of you had not. Now the question is, next post question coming out. Do you think he was wrong for her hushing her up like that? Do you think his way of hushing her up was wrong? Poll question going out. Now, what I learned through my research, there were some comments. I take comments on social media with a grain of salt. I take them as little clues to look for the truth. In this case, this story ain't that big to dig no deeper, but this is what people were saying. I just didn't verify it. And I saw a couple different people saying this. Hold on. This comment I want to see here. Some people were saying, well, she obviously was worshiping. She might have been broken. Something, was going on with her. And, and then he gonna break up her worship for like that, blah, blah, blah. And then some other people were saying, well, if she was truly, in worship, et cetera, da, 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 when he said hush, she wouldn't have immediately been able to compose herself. I don't know if I necessarily believe that to be true. I've seen people worship and hit their head and they come to. I've seen people worship, hit their head and they go out. So I don't know. But somebody was saying wrong. As a member of that church, they're saying they were a member of that church or is. They said, and in the choir, they said they can attest that this is a weekly occurrence and has been spoken to in love. And she has been spoken to in love about this on multiple occasions. So enough is enough. So, and I saw it somewhere else. So there were a couple people who go to this church. They happen to, well, supposedly, just based on what they're saying, allegedly, go to that church. They are saying that this woman is like the woman at my old mega church. Woo! Every time the pastor announced the sermon. There are people like that in church. We know this. We got to keep it real. We got to keep it real. There are some people who want attention. They got issues, et cetera, et cetera. They don't get no attention at home, whatever. Only children spoiled, whatever. And they're saying that had been already addressed in love. Now, how I feel about it is, okay, fine, even if that's the case. I feel like she should have been, now I come from the old school church. You just get set down. If you can't behave properly and carry out your work the way it's supposed to be done, your ministry work, you get set down. So if there had been conversations done in love before, I don't know if it was done in love at the pulpit, set her down. Even in this particular situation, me, if I had been the pastor, I would have let her carry on, because obviously you would be used to it by then. I would have let her carry on that day and tapped her on the shoulder. Had to, you know how the mega churches are, had the security go get her and escort her back to my office, wherever. And I would have a conversation with her and be like, you're getting set down. You're getting set down because I talked to you about this in love, and you doing this, and this is a disruption and blah, 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 whatever. However you feel about it. All that's debatable too. It's worship. There shouldn't be one locked in way to worship. I've gone to mega churches. There's one I like, but I have a problem with the fact they think that if you ain't screaming, shouting, and running around the church, you don't love God. I'm like, that's not my way of worshiping. But some people want you to worship like that. Some want you to be quiet. Like, you don't control my worship. Poll question, we're closing out. Do you think Pastor Henderson was wrong for hushing her like that? 80% of you say yes, 20% say no. 20% y'all probably old school. Y'all probably come from them storefront churches or the small churches where it was one side of your whole family went there. Trust me, I know I'm the same. I'm not judging. I'm telling you my story. So y'all used to that sort of behavior. Y'all used to people being called out and embarrassed in the church in front of a congregation. I am too. I still don't think it's right. I got away from it. I didn't think it was right back when it was happening, and I got away from it. So yeah, I don't think it was the right thing to do, especially, I don't know how big this church is, but you can tell it's a mega church. So it's probably a good 5,000 at least plus people who hush to one person. But you could also see from the reaction, let's just one more time do it on mute though. You could also see from the reaction, or lack thereof, that obviously the choir is used to this as well. Oh yeah, this is a huge church. Hey. When he said it hit the first time, she's like, like I'm trying.
Stop her. Hush, hush.
You can tell it's like the choir, they not really reacting like they like, oh my God, what's happening to her? They used to that. I believe the comment, again, I wasn't able to verify, but I do believe that the comment I read was actually from a person who go to that church who know Samantha, she always acting like that. Every week, we tired of her. I'm so glad he finally embarrassed her ass on social media. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting the vibe that most of the choir, because they look like a choir about 50 people up there, they like, about time. Good. She gonna be so embarrassed she ain't doing this no more. Now that went viral. It's the same though. This is how we end up with church hurt. Y'all need to do better. Pastor Henderson, do better. That's how we end up with church hurt. I ain't gonna be able to keep up with y'all comments. I can't do all this. It's too much. Somebody died? Right. She was crying and flying. Ah! Ah! Right. A D-Hagen worship. Y'all stop. Y'all so ridiculous. I'm a whole atheist. And that was egregious. Oh my God. Yeah. It was. He's like, hush, hush in the name of Jesus. Hush in the name of Jesus. Aunt May said they claim, I don't know if my eyes are just getting worse or what, y'all. I'm struggling to read more and more with every live. It seems like they claim the lady does that all the time, even in that case. Yeah, his staff, the mothers of the church, ushers and security should have removed her. As a pastor, he has the right to want order. Yeah. I just think it's all in how it's done, but I guess, you know, it wasn't an easy way to signal to the security or whatever to say, get home out of here, whatever. And again, they say it's been done in love before. I don't know, y'all. Obviously, though, people felt like I would say a lot of people felt like it wasn't right. People who were in the church, for it to even, somebody put it out because they thought it wasn't right. So to me, that says a lot. Kim Burrell attitude, right? that was very much so the toxicity of Kim Burrell. Very much so. All right. Ladia is telling me to stop. Let me stop and move on to the next topic because I can't keep up with the comments. I'm sure in the replay, y'all gonna have me cracking up. Speaking of that, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, and even if you are watching on the replay currently, make sure to hit that like button. Greatly appreciate it in advance. Then we're moving on to Papi Cuisine. Papi Cuisine, if you don't know, well, Papi Cuisine is the name of the restaurant. Alex, I forgot his last name. I don't think I ever tried to learn it or remembered it. But Alex is the chef and owner of Papi Cuisine in Baltimore. I think they have 2 locations now. Are both locations open? I know some of y'all from Baltimore, from that area, the DMV area. Let me know if that second location, and I don't know which location actually had this arson attempt, but Papi Cuisine was one of the restaurants that Darius Crooks visited last year during his slanderous black-owned restaurant food review, where he would go across the United States of America and slander black-owned restaurants, make them feel inferior, and then if they had the audacity to stand up for themselves, he would then troll them once he got home. Okay, Alex Perez, thank you so much, Sock Snob. So Alex Perez, the owner of Papi Cuisine in Baltimore, stated that he was trolling back. He wasn't just sitting there taking it like many of the other owners did. He tried to, when Darius Crooks went there, a waitress accidentally spilled lemonade on him because Darius Crooks was being sassy. The girl was nervous. He was doing all the toxic stuff that he does. You know, by then, he already had the reputation for dragging restaurants. So she was nervous. She messed up. Alex tried to make everything right. But Darius Crooks was already on his live dragging and just making things a thing. So by that time, Alex is like, F you. you gonna pay the full price. I'm not finna placate to you, et cetera, et cetera. So it drug on for a couple weeks of Darius Crooks trying to say that Papi, although Papi's food looks amazing, he called Papi an Instagram cook, meaning his food look amazing, but when you in the restaurant, it don't taste good. All kind of stuff. Just hating on the man. But Alex stood up for himself. So I'm a fan. I ain't a fan of many people, but I became a fan of his trolling, of his retorts. So that happened. We actually have some classic moments over here. We're gonna watch a couple of them from him. But unfortunately, overnight he experienced a tragedy of some haters. Now I don't think there's no flying monkeys. I don't think it is. I'm hoping not. It looks like he may have some other issues going on out there in Baltimore that some of you may be able to update me on. I didn't have time to get dig deep into this, but I want to.
And everyone, just wanted to let you all know why we are going to be opening at 3 p.m. today. So apparently someone got the bright idea to try to blow up our restaurant. And I do not use this term loosely because there are CO2 tanks on the outside of the restaurant as well as on the inside. And when this individual threw cocktail bombs in our dumpster deliberately, as you see on the video, this could have actually harmed quite a few people if these CO2 tanks would have exploded. If you are familiar with the issues that we have endured in the Fells Point and Fed Hill while operating our restaurant, you know the false claims to the liquor board, the health department, the parking authority, and so on and so on and so on. It's ironic that April 26th, we had a liquor board hearing for the community contesting the renewal of our liquor license. Obviously, that action was not granted to those individuals, and a few days later, voila. Just want to bring this to everyone's attention and to let you know, thankfully no one was hurt, and we are open at 3 p.m., and we'll see you then. Do with this information what you may.
And this was Papi. Okay, so yes, so his restaurant did the fire looked like it was isolated towards the back, I guess like his warehouse area, so he was still able to get the restaurant open by 3 p.m. today. So he is still operating, but someone definitely tried to start a major fire, and like he said, with those CO2 tanks, could have been a full-on explore. Calm down. Stop, friend. We can't be making allegations. But yeah, with that, his restaurant was still open, so that's good to hear. But anyway, so I wanted to share that with you guys because our thoughts and prayers are with Papi. We wishing him much success. He got a lot going on there in Baltimore. He's saying it looked like people are trying to get him to move or something because they're trying to stop him from renewing liquor licenses and all of that. So I am very interested in what's happening with that stuff. So I'll see what's out there on social media and report back to y'all in the near future. Anyway, just as a tribute to him, just to celebrate him and let him know that he is in our thoughts and prayers, just do a little homage of a couple little clips of some of our most favorite and memorable moments that Papi, I keep calling him Papi, but Alex Perez, aka owner of Papi Cuisine, has given us. Thank you, Papi. We appreciate you. This was Papi's Cuisine. I definitely got to mute this. He got music playing the whole time. But he is showing how plating is actually supposed to be done by a professional. So he is plating his delicious entrees and delectables. And he's showing a comparison of Darius attempting to do the same with some meatballs with a paintbrush. Lord Jesus Christ. And then, wait, let me see. I think he says it is. I just can't play. I think it's music. Oh, wait, I got to play this part. Hold on. Oh, my God. The trolling is too good. It's on a high level. It's elevated.
We all make mistakes. All of us. Yeah, even the best of us. Somehow, while trying to do right, we mess things up along the way. We disappoint others. We disappoint ourselves. We all make mistakes. But it's not over. It's not over. We fall down, but we get up.
I wish I could play that over and over and over for y'all. I cannot keep playing the music because it would be. He did not add Donnie McClurkin, we fall down, but we get up. At the music switches. I just want y'all to see the transition just one more time. I'm back home and it's so true.
We all make mistakes. All of us. Yeah, even the best of us. Somehow while trying to...
Yes, who is that? Mocha Goddess? Goodness, rather. Papi posted this. This is his level. He is not only an elevated chef, he is an elevated troller. This is his, well, I don't know if he hires people to do this, but this is his content. This is what he puts out there. And he's not done. He is not done. Oh my God, he's not done. Hold on. Let me see what else I got. I can pull this one down. Whew, y'all. Oh, just when I thought Foolishness Friday wasn't foolish. Thank you, Papi. So this is because Papi like, I'm not playing with you. Every time you do something, I'm finna come right back at you. And every time he does it, he throws down the gavel, case dismissed. Like, case dismissed. Next case. It's done. Convicted. Boy, when God has his last say on this situation, I tell you, it's gonna be one for the generations. I tell y'all, we ain't gonna never have been seen nothing like what we gonna see when it comes down on crooks. All right, so Papi does not sit back idly for these sort of things. And so are y'all ready to see what Papi said? Put yes in the chat if you want to see, or no if you don't care what Papi's clapback was. You can put no, but if you want to see, put yes. I'm not going to do an actual poll because while y'all doing that, I'm finna pull it. Because no matter what, we still pulling it. Because y'all got to see this. Oh, y'all got to see this. Papi ain't gonna let us down. It's a lot of music, so I'm just gonna mute it. So Papi's like, yeah, quit playing in my face. I told you. Did you not get the message? Hello, anybody home? Sociopathic narcissist. Anybody home? Do you understand that you're trying to play in the face of a grown man who's not a scammer, who actually has a legitimate restaurant, who's actually a real chef, not a self-taught cook, home cook, who scammed people into thinking? Papi Thug shows us a demonstration, and it's actually a little longer than this. Like, he shows the whole process of him preparing this apple tart. Here we go. I gotta mute the music. So he has, of course, his theme music behind. He's showing them putting it together. Frozen food where is what he's saying. Now, he ain't saying that, but that's me. I'm commentating. He's like, I thought a scammer said something. It's what he's saying. And then he's showing the after. He's like, this is what it authentically looks like. Now, watch his plating. He's also saying, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm also skilled at plating, something you used to pay someone to do until you scam Madeline and messed up that relationship because you got jealous of her success as a food photographer. So he's plating. And what are you noticing on that plate? Because Papi ain't to be played with. He trolls as well. Because I was confused when I first saw this. I'm like, Soul Crab ATL? Because I was like, is this an old video from Crooks? And I was like, no, because Crooks can't make stuff like this. So then I realized it was Papi's response. It's Papi's response to Darius Crooks calling his apple tarts frozen. He's like, first of all, I'm going to show you they ain't, because I'm going to show you how we actually make them in this restaurant. This one that's open, unlike yours, unlike your Soul Crab Atlanta that was closed by the state of Georgia. I'm going to plate it on a plate with Soul Crab Atlanta on it. Remember the restaurant you had that you couldn't keep open? That failed health inspections when it was open? So that was our little trip Back down memory lane. I love taking. I'm gonna have to create a bumper for our back down memory lane clips from Darius Crooks. Poll question: we're closing out. Have you seen the clips of Papi, aka Alex's clapbacks against Darius Crooks? 47% of you have, and 54% of you had not. This is why we have to do these things repeatedly. More than half of y'all hadn't actually seen it before. Go through a couple of the star questions. Y'all, I see a lot y'all saying, but I'm only gonna be able to do a couple of them. Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you so much, Angela Anderson, for joining the channel membership. Friend, welcome, welcome, welcome. Over there is an exclusive interview of the young lady that Darius Crooks stole his "food is my life and life is my food" tagline from. A young lady who no one really knows of. She tells you the story of how he stole it from her. That's the exclusive interview that is over there only for channel members. One-on-one interview with me, just because I didn't make that clear. Right. Petty Master, Soul Crab Plate were hilarious. Yes. Dana's asking, does Papi have a GoFundMe? And I saw Alice's response, which was he has insurance. He's a business owner. He's actually, now if this was Darius Crooks, we might have to ask questions about things like that. But Alex has a legitimate business over there, so he'll be fine in that way. We shouldn't have to do GoFundMes for businesses of that sort. Right. Leslie is saying that was Darius Crooks' hateration tour. Oh, this is the part I missed before I moved change subjects. As far as Pastor Henderson saying the pastor needs to answer for what happened to the girl he sponsored from Africa. See, I know nothing about that, but that's telling me that maybe that's why my discernment has been something was in my spirit. Miss Kim is saying, I don't know much about this pastor. I know he's married to Shani O'Neal. And see, I didn't know that was the pastor who was married to her. I didn't know she was married to a pastor. And I have seen them on stuff and pictures. I never made the association that it was the same guy. Leslie saying, yes, we need an update on this. So y'all want me to definitely get an update on Papi Cuisine, the restaurant, and what's happening with this attempted arson. Is it attempted? Because they did actually set the fire, but they wanted to do way more. Or the arson incident. Definitely going to support him. Yeah, next time I'm in Baltimore, I'll definitely swing by there myself. Sexy Trini is saying that there's gentrification going on in that particular area. Interesting. So basically, so that's probably why he's having those issues. And it's similar to the story that Chantel from Chantel's Justin Till in Sanford, Florida, was telling us that the reason she was having so many issues there in her town was because of they're trying to take her spot for gentrification. So they're finding her and doing all kinds of things to harass her. That's her story. So I'm sure it's not isolated to just these two black restaurants too, that sort of behavior. We've been seeing it as long as we've been over here. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take a quick little mid-show break. We are now moving fully into our Darius Crooks segment, unfortunately, because this wasn't supposed to be tonight. But hey, we gotta cover it when it's breaking news. This is breaking news. So we're gonna get into Darius Crooks being the toxic, horrible person he is, showing how low down dirty he can be and how unloyal he is. And so some of you, the majority of you, interested in this, stick around. We're just gonna do a quick little commercial break. For those of you who aren't, definitely hit that like button before you head out, and we will be back tomorrow. If God says so, I'll be back tomorrow with more hot topics. and hopefully no crooks. Hopefully. But with her, it's probably going to linger with this thing. Chances are. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, let me take this down first. Take it down. Take myself down.
It doesn't matter what you want. I will succeed, whether you like it or not. I am unstoppable. When will you learn that? When will you learn that?
Again, Mr. Williams, I invite you to conversate with me directly. I don't do all this internet stuff. The problem is you're going after my family, you post my children, and then you mention my name. So you and I, we need to have a conversation. And yes, this is a forever problem.
It's me, Darius Cooks, also known as your local scammer.
You are, you gay, growing up in Chicago, you just end up being with a tribe of people. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It might be different now, but when I was growing up, there were crews. We had people we hung with, right? Anyway, and I hung with people like, you remember Calvin, Lavelle, those are people that I used to hang with back in the day, and you see what happened now, especially with randomness of Vail. We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? Come to think of it, let me not bring his name up, because let me tell you something. He probably, he ready to. Where's the expose? Where is the expose?
Here is the expose. We're back. We are back. Closing out this poll question I put up during the little commercial break. Do you want us to resume doing more hot topic shows like what's happening tonight? 95% of y'all say yes. So that means we're going to get it. We're going to get more of these. Okay, moving into the last part of our show is going to be kind of long though, unfortunately. Have you heard of Coils by Nature? Coils by Nature. Putting this poll question over here on the YouTube side. Coils by Nature is a Black hair care, skin care product line owned by a Black woman. All I know is her name is Pam. This woman actually also turns out to be a friend of Darius Crooks. I was actually familiar with her only because of that, because the clip that is coming up, I actually saw those lives, and that's when I became aware of her. It's going to be interesting for you guys to see how this plays out. So she ended up needing some help with her business. Now, this woman has been friends with Darius Crooks for, a couple years or whatever. She has helped him out many times. She has not gone into details because only Darius Crooks goes into details when he's trying to drag people and make himself look better. Linda D is saying, he turned on Pam? Yeah. He turned on everybody, Linda D. Or are you? I hope you're not surprised. Maybe you're more like, oh, this just like, oh wow, her turn came. Yes, her turn came. Her turn came. Of course, her turn. Right? CJ said, of course he turned on her. That's what he do. So, long-term friend. She been helping him out over the years. I'm catching up on like the details. I only knew they were friends again from the lives I saw. Today I was catching up on a little bit of their history, but I'm still not fully well versed in it. But from what I gather, people are saying that she helped him get the warehouse that he has. She's the one who taught him how to do all of that. And when she needed help, when her business was on a downturn, he turned on her and left her hanging. And she gonna speak? I got a clip of her saying her own word, saying it in her own words. So she ended up posting on March 21st to her social media, just the end, ... Somebody responded saying, "Hey, I can't find y'all on Amazon anymore." That's what the end mean, friend. And what you mean? Another person responds. Like she ain't respond to none of them. So the reason I'm familiar with her also is the live stream that we're going to watch. When she came on his live stream, she was riding for Darius Crooks. She was riding really hard for him. So when Darius Crooks was being exposed in 2021, and he was on Fox Atlanta News, Randy Travis had did the multiple investigative reports where he literally laid out in detail how Darius Crooks was a scammer. She came on to his live and she was like stating that allegations were frivolous. She was saying, I haven't had those experiences with him. You know, when you know a person, all that. So she was saying because of that obviously the allegations couldn't be true because that wasn't her experience with him yet. So it's always the same type of women who protect the abuser who actually end up on the receiving side when it comes to Darius Crooks. And they don't believe that fire is hot until they get burned. That's not our fault, though. Closing out this poll question. Have you heard of coils by nature? 18% of you had, 82% of you had not. I heard it was good. I think we need to say was. I wonder if she had any products left that she'll be selling at flea markets or something. I don't know. I don't know the details. So it's clear that he used her as a pawn. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into the video. Yeah, I'm gonna jump into the video. Did I pull it? Yeah. So this is Pam, aka Coils by Nature, and Darius Crooks. Oh, now it's buffering.
Too hilarious. I'm like,
Yeah, the whole thing.
All right, let me clarify because I know some people tuning in later are just, I wasn't necessarily clear. Now the clip we're watching is not present day. This is a clip from a live stream Darius Crooks was doing, and she came on it on Instagram in 2021. So this is how long she's been riding with Darius Crooks. This is when everything was great. You see her, the gleefulness and the brightness in her eyes during those times. Because she like, I'm friends with a scammer and nothing gonna happen to me. It's just happening to everybody else.
Made up something, but that was too hilarious. I'm like,
Yeah, the whole thing. I think the whole thing is ridiculous. But I mean, I think the biggest thing I could even learn from any of this is to keep pressing forward. Like I have a lot of eyes on me. You know, and I already told you, I'm working on my ad. I just got shit I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? The tour is amazing. Tour is selling out. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I just got to keep moving, keep going forward. And I guess, I mean, like all the rest of them that try to come, they'll fall down by the wayside one by one. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and he's like, oh, you quit going to Whole Foods and getting food from Whole Foods. Then he was like, when you
I
cook,
know
be
you don't
sanitary.
cook.
Damn, I
And
don't
then
even
this
cook
the
no more.
thing, right? So if I'm a buy food, I'm gonna go to Publix.
I don't even cook no more. Ramon and Quentin do all the cooking for me. So I'm just like, at some point, when y'all let
And why don't the flying monkeys ever pay attention to the fact that he does not cook at his dining event? So they be like, that food was amazing. I can't lie though. I can't lie. He can really cook. The food was amazing. But he not cooking it. You still haven't had Darius Crook's food. You have food that he says he created the recipe for, but you have not had his actual cooking. He's telling you he doesn't cook at these dining events. The only time Darius cooks is on camera on the live streams where you can't taste it yourself. And he fakes like everything is amazing. Hello? Anybody home? Y'all don't think worth nothing. Y'all don't use no kind of critical thinking skills, do you? That's how her grift works. They like, nah, but it's his event. He can cook. He can cook so good. No. Quentin, Ramon, Darren. You need to be saying, Darren is a great cook. Quentin is a great cook. Ramon is a great cook. Because those are the ones who cook your food. Things to make you go,
just keep it up, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess this is gonna be in it for me.
That's it.
I know.
When they did that doxing thing, like a little bit of this with a little,
So this is her making fun of Randy Travis's investigative report on Fox Atlanta 5, acting as if, see, when they were saying this, I knew that newscast, none of that made no sense. Everything they were saying about you. And when they talking about you doxing, girl, there's proof of him doxing. Tons of proof. You just didn't want to see it. Tons of proof of him scamming. You didn't want to see that either. Tons of proof that he's not a man of his word. You didn't want to see that either until he didn't keep his word with you.
I was like, really?
It's not
even a need to watch it. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's not, yeah. And I know, like, they tell one part of the story. They don't tell the part where the girl followed me to the barbershop. They tell the part where the girl put the shirt on my car. Yeah. They don't tell the part about the voicemail she left me where she was like, I have the time and the resources to make this as ugly as you want to make it. Call me a bitch again. And I'm like, I got the whole voicemail. I have the voicemail. And I'm like,
we'll talk about all this. I'm not going to get off track by covering this, but he's referring to the TPO hearings / trial with Mel Ford. And again, that's going to be a full deep dive. I think we're going to end up doing that about a week, trying to get through all of that. So that's what he's referring to on this. And so he's saying because Randy Travis and them didn't get into the nuances of the gaslighting that he does, then it's that none of this is true.
When have you ever, Pam, if somebody came to you and said,
actually, he just said, I didn't watch it, but how he know what they covered if he didn't watch it? How do you know what they did or didn't cover in the news segment, the investigative reporting segment, if you didn't watch it? You wouldn't know what was in it. Again, flying monkeys, though, they don't use their critical thinking skills, so he can get away with this sort of stuff with them.
Pam, if somebody came to you and said, Darius called a black woman a bitch, you'd be like, now hold on. Either you said something, number one, or number two, that's not his character. Like, you know.
I'm sorry, I can't let that one go. I cannot let that one go. I cannot let that one go. Hold on. It's here.
The accounting department started.
This is as far as it come up. I guess I didn't get the one with the extra long handle on it. It's fine. This one, I like the spin mark. You ain't got to touch it. I twisted the pole. This is as far as it go up. It only go to 48. What's 48?
2468. That's 4 feet. This 4 feet tall. This about 4 feet. This about 2 feet. This 2 more feet. This tallest it go to 48. That's it. It's not meant for me. It's meant for Maria. I love this mob. Girl, it don't the fuck go up. Extendable telescope, 22 to 36 inches or 36 to 48. Bitch, you got 2 choices. 22 to 30. It only go to 48. What's 48? 2468. That's 4 feet. This 4 feet tall. This about 4 feet. This about 2 feet. This 2 more feet. This tallest it go to 48. That's it. It's not meant for me. It's meant for Maria. I love this mob. Girl, it don't the fuck go up. Extendable telescope, 22 to 36 inches or 36 to 48. Bitch, you got 2 choices. 22 to 36 or 36 to 48. That's it. It don't go no fucking higher than that. Okay? Now, do you want the flow clean or not? What the fuck do the size of the mop got to do? Girl, twist. I have twisted. Do you, girl, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'll talk to y'all later.
Did they do anything worthy to be called a bitch?
I'm saying, like, when you hear certain things, you got to be like, no.
I hate that. I can't do the tracking on here real smooth, but
I'm just telling people I have not.
A black woman, a bitch. You'd be like, now hold on. Either you said something, number one.
There we go.
I have the voicemail. And I'm like, when have you ever, Pam, if somebody came to you and said, Darius called a black woman a bitch, you'd be like, now hold on. Either you said something, number one, or number two, that's not his character. Like,
he calls women bitches all the time. I saw CJ's comment. I don't know. It's somewhere now. I lost it. Right. It's certainly, he does it all the time on live. That was the time I could find quickly for y'all. If y'all gave me a couple days, I could give y'all a whole 5-hour live where I just show them saying, bitch, 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 this whole bitch, this slut, y'all dummies, y'all bitches. But I give y'all a whole montage of it. A montage of him using that and other derogatory terms towards them. Anyway, let's get through this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear certain things, you got to be like, no.
When you be around somebody enough, it got to come out. So I'm just telling people I have.
When you've been around somebody you know, if it exists, what people are saying, it's got to come out. Pam, you never said any truer words. And guess what happened today? It came out. And you got to see it firsthand.
Right.
We may not know the day, the hour, or the time, but its true colors will always show. The true colors of DJ Scamyance will always show. DJ Baconback cannot hide who he truly is in his hateful black soul.
Or experienced. All right.
Right. Yeah. And you will never. I would never. And I'm like, I got everybody information. Child. Why all these people, 142,000 orders, and all of a sudden, and the girl who's starting the mess, Danielle.
I reached out to another friend, big on social. You know, I helped out this person a lot.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all help me out in the chat if y'all know, I think this is from today. So this is Pam from, I would say formerly from Coils by Nature, because she had to close the business because her friend didn't have her back. This is her speaking about the closure of her business and being in financial straits, and how she reached out to a friend who she had his back. Now, she ain't saying names, but everybody know the name. And based on Sassy Crook's response, we know that it's definitely this was definitely about Crooks. If he was smart, he would have just been quiet, because nobody had to know it was you, or it didn't have to be confirmed that it was you. But she don't know how to do that. She can't control herself. She can't control herself. So DJ Alibaba ended up coming out and addressing this. So this is how we know she is talking about Crooks.
This person told me, "Oh, that's a lot of money. You know, maybe we can like do some other shit, right?" But the people that I thought had my back, the people that I know like I know got it, and I didn't help them out. They was like, "Oh." That shit showed me a lot about who people are and how they appear and what they say out their mouth and what they do for real. So the people that I've reached out to, it's some other people, I ain't gonna name them, that they know who they are, who really helped me. And I could call them and they got me. But it's your favorites on here that they didn't have me. You know, so I feel like it shouldn't have been forced. So I didn't force it. For me to be able to ask took a lot. And for you to be able to say, "Oh, I'm not lending anymore." Told him everything. Told him the depths of it. So those two things, you know, it's just, I would do things so differently now.
So many people. But now look at me. Look at me and look at them.
Nature. Get it correct, because y'all like to tell my business.
So unfortunately, when he went live about this, I just happened to look randomly, and it was like, oh, he live. By the time I got to it, he was already into the rant. But he literally gave her legal name and spelled it out. So that's the part we're catching in on. Poll question, I'm closing, and then we're going to get into this. Poll question, I'm closing out. Do you think that Darius Cooks used Pam until she was useless to him? 96% of you say yes. I would be in total agreement. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's from what she's saying, I don't know if this is 100% true or the case, but that her business, she went out of business for $17,000. Like, that's how much she needed from him or something. Well, he says she asked him for more, but I heard or read somewhere it was the 17,000. I just haven't been able to deep dive. But it's under 20,000 from the sounds of it, that she needed to be able to keep her doors of her business open. And I'm like, is that true? Because they always talk about how rich they are, and he rolled with rich people. And when she's been on those lives, she doing the same stuff. They all fakers, obviously, clearly. Some customers had some comments though before I move on from her, from this part of her. Customers had comments though about her in general. He was saying these same people that say he wasn't rude to me or I haven't experienced that are the main ones egging him on while he's doing all of that to someone else. Or they stay silent and come up with more excuses. Oh, that person should have done this, or that person should have done that. Very true. No truer words have been spoken. Here are some actual customer comments as well. I should do this because it's too. Do that. This person says, I stopped shopping with her the moment I saw her supporting him. And I loved several of her products. We were all in her comments. She didn't care. So, oh well. So it looks like her business partially suffered from her attachment to Darius Crooks. And here's a mistake I see a lot of these people make, influencers and people who follow Darius Crooks. They think that they can be just as toxic as he is, just as dismissive of their followers and supporters and customers as he is. That doesn't work. And I've said this before, but that doesn't work for the everyday real entrepreneur. That business model and level of toxicity and being able to at least appear successful or to still continue to be able to grift and gain coin somewhere, you can only do that if you are Darius Crooks, because for one, he's been doing it for a decade. So he had to build the foundation for this scampire. He was able to do that for a decade before he got to this place. The other piece of it when it comes to Darius Crooks is it's a cult. Point blank, period. You have to build a cult like Scientology in order to do this. That's why no matter what he does, he can still do a discount code and have them buying $9 skillets with no lid for $300. Crock pots and dildos. He can do that because it's a cult. Because it's like the Church of Scientology. They know they have dues to pay to be a part of it. That's why. If you're not building a cult, you can't do what he do and still appear to succeed. That's not how it works. You're going to be out of business like Coils by Nature. You're going to be over there like Corey Brim, sitting over there talking about, oh, I really got to hustle with my business now. Oh, I got to do some work now. Oh, I'm going to finally start training my staff. Y'all, I'm going to be training y'all. And I ain't just talking about it this time. Corey staff, did y'all get trained yet? Y'all had y'all first training? Yeah, I bet y'all didn't. So that's where a lot of people are misled by him. They doing his old fake master classes and stuff. He's grifting people. He's doing mind control. He has created a cult following. Literally. If you don't have a cult, this business model don't work for you. Another person was saying same thing. Yep, me too. I supported her when her products made it into Target. We were both in the same circle of product makers, and I love seeing her win. But when I saw who she supported, that gutter rat, I was when I saw she supported that gutter rat, I was done. She hurt her own business, dancing with the devil, dancing with DJ BBL. All right, so let's return. Now, she went live today, as I showed you. She was telling her story. She never said a name. She just said, person who was, close to me. I had their back through a lot of stuff. And when I needed them, they said, oh, that's a lot of money. This person talking about they a multimillionaire and paying $20,000 to fly to Bali. And your friend need a little money to save their business. The best you can do is say, well, we have to do something else together later. Okay. And I'm not even saying, because I don't want people to get it wrong, because people will twist your words and stuff. I'm not saying that he had to give her the money, but a real friend, even if you're not comfortable giving them money, would help. Say, hey, well, how you get into this? Well, maybe we can do this. He's such a brilliant business person. Why didn't he give her a strategy for being able to sell? Because he claims that he can sell products like this and make $100,000 in a weekend. Why you can't teach her how to do that? She asked you for $20,000, he said, sometime last year. So you'd have had at least 5 months, probably longer, 6-8 months, to help her build that money. So you wouldn't have had to give it to her. Instead, you're like, oh, well, maybe we do something later down the line. Good luck. But she your friend. Oh, okay. Here's DJ Dentures. Let's see what she got to say. It's buffering. Shouldn't have took it down.
Wrong. Tell my business right. You like to tell it wrong. Tell it right. I ain't told her.
So when he says you like to tell my business wrong, telling his business wrong is telling the truth. So when you're telling the truth, you're telling his business wrong because you're telling the truth. You have to tell it according to the narrative he's creating. That's what he means by that. I don't even know if we need to get into the part of you don't have control over how we tell nothing, crooks. DJ Easy Bake. You have no control over that, DJ Donkey Teeth. We say and report on what we want to say and report on, and we tell the facts as we know them.
Business. I don't know her business to tell. I do, but it ain't my place to tell. I'm telling my business as it concerns her. That's what I'm telling you. So it was last year she asked me for 20 or 25,000. I forget if it was 20 or 25. I found the text message and show it to you. But the reason she asked me for is because she was desperate. The reason she asked me for is because she was desperate. Anytime you come to me and we don't have a relationship like that and you need the money, you're desperate. And here's the thing, had Pam, and I told my friend Kim McCarter this, and I don't mind repeating it. I told Kim, and I think I may have said the same thing to Kendria. I told them that if I had actively seen Pam working in her business and she just went through a business slump, then perhaps I might have been more willing to loan you $20,000, $25,000. Had I seen you in your business working, we have not seen a live demonstration in your business. We have not seen you use a product in your business. We have not seen you develop any new products. We have not seen you take us on a journey. In fact, Pam told me she had to change warehouses and she blamed it on somebody else. Everything she do that go wrong, it's a blame on someone else. There was never a moment where she says, I fucked up. I should have done this. I should have went about it this way. I should have gone about it that way. Maybe I looked at it wrong. It is never any, let me tell you something. If anything goes wrong in my business, three kings, what did I do? I don't care how embarrassing it is. I stood boldly. I owe you that responsibility. I'm never going to come to you and try to sell you a product or ask you for your money for some of my products, and then when things go south, not in the same boldness I asked you for it, come back and fill you in on what happened.
DJ Fish-Eyed Fool sitting here lying to us as if we weren't there, meticulously outlining point by point the unfolding of the Three Queens fiasco. We saw her jack it up and make it to the point where it wasn't going to happen because she got upset because her ego couldn't take low ticket sales, all the way to Jeremy quitting just hours before Darius Crooks was going to cancel anyway. DJ Edibles, she was going to cancel. But when it all went down and Jeremy quit because DJ Booger was acting up, and Jeremy was saying, God is not the author of confusion, and I got to get out of here with this mean girl. What did Darius Crooks, aka DJ Messy Queen, do? She turned it on Jeremy and said the reason it ain't happening is because Jeremy ruined the event. Jeremy quit, and so DJ Fungus couldn't continue. Got to the point that she was going live, slowly creating that narrative, revving the flying monkeys up. Master, who we go after? Because it can't be your fault, so who we gonna blame? Y'all, it looked like y'all didn't want it. But Jeremy, he ain't no good business person. Jeremy, he acting like he got emotional issues. And they like, yeah, Master, you might have to be gentle with Jeremy. He got probably some mental health issues and stuff. He ain't no real man. Real men don't have mental health issues. What would happen if I came to y'all and I didn't fulfill the promise talking about my mental health issues. They like, Master, I think you did that like 50, 11 times. I would never do that to y'all. And if I ever did that, y'all would call me to the carpet, right? And y'all ain't never called me to the carpet. Have you ever called me to the carpet? No, Master, we ain't never called you to the carpet on nothing. Because that mean it ain't never happened. Oh, Master, we thought it's because we weren't allowed to. So DJ failed grifts, twisted the whole Three Queens narrative, and made it Jeremy's fault. And the flying monkeys was, I got videos on it. I ain't got to revisit it. We ain't got time for all that. This clip gonna go into something though. We literally watched it play out. We watched DJ Moldy Cakes flip the entire narrative on the Three Queens fiasco onto Jeremy. And she talking about right here as if she take accountability, full accountability for stuff. That's a lie from the pit of hell. When she closed the restaurants due to her mental health, supposedly, she then later turned that on the employees. She had to stop doing the business because there are no good employees in Georgia or Illinois. Because that's what the three restaurants, it was in Georgia and Illinois. Neither one of them states got people who could work in a restaurant because it was all their fault. She is so full of it. So ridiculous. Let's continue with see what else DJ Funky Butt got to say.
That's a responsibility to your audience. That's a responsibility to your customers. We were loyal customers to Coils by Nature, and not one time have you come to us and said anything. That's like me shutting down tomorrow. I'm finna go to Bali, y'all. I made $20 million in Bali. I'm done with y'all. Goodbye. Oh, we was good for you back then, but we ain't good for you now? I'm sorry.
She's trying to speak life into her future. DJ Ruckus is actually trying to speak life into her future because I swear to God, unfortunately, that ain't going to happen for us to see DJ Scumbag be able to carry this out. But if DJ Raw Chicken was actually able to make $20 million in Bali, I guarantee you she'd be done with them flying monkey hags. Guarantee she'd be done with them. They wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't know where to land when they flapping around. Oh my God, our D-Hag hive been gone away. Where's my new home? Maybe I'll go to VLD. Oh, she is so full of it.
Issue with the fact that you take zero accountability. You take zero accountability.
Remember what I said about Brian McKnight? Projecting. Everything he's saying about her applies to him. He's turning his mirror towards her. I don't know this woman. It could also apply to her, but it definitely applies to him. As I was listening to it earlier, I'm like, are you effing kidding me? You're describing yourself and all of your actions, past, present, and future, and being extremely judgmental when it's literally your characteristics. That's crazy. Wow, the level of delusion and sociopathic behavior or thoughts it has to take to sit here and ramble like that with such vitriol. And you're talking about yourself. What it's telling me is you really, really, really hate yourself. Because you're literally describing yourself.
And you put the blame on everybody else. I got a problem with that. And then not only that, you get online and you don't tell the right story, and you got people thinking it's a sob story for you. And
literally, you get online and you got people believing a story, and the story is just a sob story benefiting you. Darius Crooks does that. He's doing it now. He is literally doing it now. Pam got on. She told her story. She never even said her name. She never even said DJ Teeth Implant's name. But he's guilty. What did it say? Hit dog will holler. Hick dog will holler. That's what you're doing. Ow! He gets on here and now he's taking her pay. This woman is out of a business, and I don't know what that looks like from a financial perspective. Well, obviously it ain't looking good because she couldn't keep her business running for $17,000 or $20,000. That probably means the mortgage payment gonna be hard to meet this month too. So this woman's got some major stuff happening in her world today and for the near future. She in a deep level of pain, disappointment, hurt, and on top of that, been hurt by a friend or associate, whatever you was. And then you done made this about you. How dare she point this out with me when she the problem? She don't never take accountability. She ain't never been in her own business. She ain't never tried to do this. She ain't never went online and tried to build no cult. How dare she? Why you weren't telling her this stuff when she asked you for the money? She never went on and tried to display her product line. When have we seen her using her own products? Have you had these conversations with her?
I don't even know about the journey, the Muslim thing, because she just recently became Muslim. Don't ask me. I don't know how you, girl. I don't know if it's a course you take, girl. I don't know if you sign up online, girl. I don't know if it's a mail-in application, bitch. I the fuck don't know. But she was, I know at one point, she was definitely Christian. Because she was, you know, she would be fake speaking in tongues. So I know she had Christian values. And I've heard her say things about Jesus.
He knew she was a Christian because she would be fake speaking in tongues. Fake speaking in tongues. This a friend, y'all. They friendship just technically ended an hour. But this is how, this tells you about that damaged man child that I mentioned to y'all. I've mentioned to y'all multiple occasions. Darius Crooks is such a damaged human being that when he feels slighted by someone, by the smallest, it could be the smallest infraction. And some might look at what she, Pam going on her live, and even though, again, she never said his name, but her saying what she said, they might look at it as a big infraction. Okay, I'll give you that. But it don't matter what it, remember, my infraction, me and his best friend from high school, who he had known, 20 years at that point? No, more than 20 years. Was it 20 years? Something like that. Our infraction was we had the nerve to mention the idea for having customer service within the business, and he ain't like that. As we see, he don't care about customer service. He didn't care about it then either. That was our infraction because we pushed back. And that took him to his childhood of rejection. Because his daddy never got him off that porch stoop when he texted him 911 70 times per him. His daddy didn't pick him up, and we are all paying the cost. Every time he gets somebody who tries to correct him, he goes to that moment of rejection. The girl don't know the difference. Her brain has been miswired. Lipo Barbie don't understand the difference between constructive criticism and abandonment. So she done with Pam. We go, it gets more toxic. This ain't the worst of it.
Before. But now all of a sudden, now she Muslim. She done had to change her heart, honey. She done found the Quran. She done started reading the Quran. Now she got the shit on her head and whatnot. And now she done had a service. And I'm not saying people can't change. You know what I'm saying, girl? Do what you need to do. All right, whatever you need to do, girl, make it happen. But I just find it to be so.
After he just degraded her Muslim beliefs and her process and her awakening in whatever way it was for her. And her fake Christian life that she had and fake tongue speaking. And but I ain't got nothing to say bad about nobody's journey. What, girl? You just did a whole diatribe on dragging her and her religious beliefs.
So fucking stupid. All right, whatever you need to do, girl, make it happen. But I just find it to be so fucking stupid. I'm sorry, and I know this is gonna end bad. I know this is gonna get back to her, and I know it's not gonna be in the most positive light. So I thought about that before I hit the go live button.
So the reason that this is gonna not come to her in the most positive light ain't because of something that Scammy Faye Baker is over there doing. It's gonna be because of those of us in social media who are gonna report on it, or people who are gonna share what DJ Loose Titty said about Pam. We the problem, not what DJ Trashy is actually saying, but us sharing it. It becomes the issue.
That's the stuff you got the beard stuff from. Yes, Brian, when you and I were in Atlanta together and I took you by her warehouse and you and I walked through her warehouse together and she was showing you all the new products that she was so proud of, and she gave you products for free. She gave you the soap and the oil and the butter and the this. Yes, that's the woman, the one I told you that I patronize, and I use her Tranquil Virility body butter for my beard. Yes, that's her. Yes. The one I so freely shared with you. Yes, that is the person. So before you go talking about, oh, he never did like her to begin with, there's Brian that just corroborated. When Brian was in Atlanta visiting me, I'm the one that took him by Coors by Nature to see what was going on.
DJ Yuckamouth thinks that she just said something. You ain't proved a goddamn thing by telling us that you were a customer. That's a customer. That don't mean you, before people get to saying I ain't never like her, you just destroyed her. People who you love and like, when you fall out with them, you can't say the kind of stuff you say about them within an hour. Now, over time, over some years, some months or whatever, and you go through your stages of grief, depending on what, the infraction and how the relationship ended, maybe you could go there in some cases. But in other cases, and I've experienced this a lot, there's a lot of people who've harmed me, or relationships have ended, friendships, et cetera, that I never could say mean things about them. Why? Because I actually liked and loved them. And just because whatever happened and it didn't work out, et cetera, don't mean I turn. And this don't seem huge. She needed money, because her business, she was going out of business. You had it. You chose not to give it to her. She feels away and she's hurt by that. That's not a huge infraction. That's not a huge infraction. Your friend is hurt and disappointed because they feel like you didn't have their back in one of their most down moments. But Scamfessor Crump don't understand that. She has a right to have feelings and emotions and hurt behind her friend, who she says in her video, I know some of my friends got it and they didn't give it. I knew they had it and I always had them and I helped them so much. She has a right to feel like that. And because she feels like that, she does not deserve to be drugged through the mud, her spirituality questioned, her business ethics and business knowledge drugged through the mud, to say that she didn't care about her business because she wasn't there. Which you also talk about, she was involved in these organizations and national tours and all this other stuff. Sound like she had multiple things going on. And yes, obviously her business needed tending to in some ways. You claim to be this brilliant entrepreneur and mastermind. Why the fuck not help her? Versus watching your friend go out of business and then I'm about to get mad for real. And then taking her business to thousands of fucking strangers and blasting her. You are a friend to no one. You are a friend to no one. You don't even love your own mama. If you can't love your mama, you can't be nobody's friend. You can't love your brother and sister. You don't know how to be nobody's friend. You need to heal that first. That's what we're watching play out. You are damaged. And money can't fix it. Restaurants can't fix it. Veneers can't fix what's wrong with you. Mommy makeovers can't fix what's wrong with you. We've watched you have 5 of them by now. Growing out that old mangy ass beard of yours can't help you. You got to get real help. I don't even know. Decapitation? I don't know. Something. You need a lobotomy or something. This deep. This woman is hurt and in pain and lost her business, and you ran to the internet to lay it on more, to pour salt in her wound. And we ain't even done. Let me finish. Let's get through this.
Okay? So I have full right and responsibility to feel the way I feel. Yes, I told you she was closing.
I have a right to feel the way I feel. Right now, girl, this ain't about your feelings. Your supposed friend has lost her business and I guess her income. I'm assuming that, I don't know a lot about this woman, but I'm assuming this was her primary source of income because she couldn't come up with the $20K to save her business. But this about you and your feelings, your toddler ass feelings. You sitting here throwing a tantrum because this woman got feelings about you not being there for her when she was there for you. She's sitting there watching you online bragging about stuff you got and doing that she helped you be able to do. And when she was in need, you like, oh, that's quite a bit of money. We'll circle back to me about something else later on. And she heard about it and it's her fault. I don't know. For those who ain't seen the sociopathic behavior, I don't know if you're seeing it now. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Thought she was just closing just to close. I did not know she was closing because she wanted to tell you she was forced to close because of the $17,000 that some. Sorry, my phone was ringing. The $17,000 and that they went to court, and whatever the case may be. Yeah.
The phone is ringing because it's somebody telling him you going too far. You need to stop that. I'm on here live. I don't know. It could have been her. Like, what you doing? You're sitting here destroying a relationship. These are conversations you really should have with her if you're real friends. If your friend got on with some subliminal social media post message, live or otherwise, and you felt the ways about it, if they were real friends, somebody you actually loved and cared for at some point, you reach out to them and say, hey, that felt like that. What's happening with you? Was that about me? And here's why I made the decision. I'm sorry this is happening to you, but this is why I didn't do it. I didn't feel like you were as involved in your business or blah, blah, blah. Or if you really, those ain't the times to like pour salt in the wound once it's over. You wait a little while, then you had those real conversations. But something, you don't take it to social media. Yo, D-hags can't fix what's wrong with you, crooks. They can't fix it. You can run to the internet all you want, DJ Skunk Bottom, with all your twisted narratives. And it ain't gonna never fix it. What's really wrong with you? You ain't gonna never be happy, DJ Sissy Pop, until you get some real help. You can find every new grift you want. Open a restaurant in Bala. Try to get with Tommy. Try to become a DJ and copy all of Tommy's skills out there. Next thing you know, you playing the banjo in somebody's Bala church band. It still ain't gonna fix what's really wrong with you. You're a damaged man-child. And I kind of feel like maybe the sociopathic behavior could be genetic as well, because we still don't know what your daddy was up to, but we know it wasn't too healthy. That we do know. It ain't our fault, though. It is not our fault. It ain't Pam's fault. What happened to you?
When I thought the way she put it, and that's why I'm taking issue with this, is because the way she set it up was that she was taking accountability for the fact that things had gone south, right? Now you're putting the blame on everybody else. Then in one of her comments, so she posted something afterward. Like you know how you go back and you clarify something that you said in the live stream. One of the things, and it was like a number, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She put it in the comment section, and one of the numbers she said is, you know, I reached out to friends for help, and you didn't help me, but you have boundaries. No love lost, no respect, or something like that. No love lost, or no lost respect, or something like that. Girl, we had boundaries and motherfucking sense. Girl, we had.
So I don't know what post he's talking about. Again, I wasn't able to do a deep dive because she creating stirring up drama, and this wasn't even on my agenda at all to talk about today. But the lady said no lost respect. Y'all had boundaries and no lost respect. She gets drugged for that too. DJ Watermelon Chow Chow, she can't help herself. Her emotions get to going and she get in victim mode and she don't know when to stop. Everything. She's so goddamn sensitive with her talking about she got thick skin. Your skin is about as thin as cheap dollar store toilet paper.
Boundaries, number one, and we had fucking sense, number two. We had boundaries because we know how business works. We had sense because we know we have not seen you work in your business. If you, y'all don't know this. Y'all need to know this. Girl, if money get tight, girl, you supposed to work in your business. Your business supposed to be working all the time. All the time. You should not be in a slump at all. Not the fact that you got the ear of everybody, the attention of everybody. You all on Clubhouse when Clubhouse was hot. You done did Black Biz Scope. You don't put other black entrepreneurs on. You have made noise in the entrepreneurial industry. Like, I can see if you had done none of that. None of that. So don't tell us one thing and make us believe it's one thing and then don't take accountability for nothing else. That's the part I have. Okay, girl. In other words, don't lie to me. That's why I take the offense. Don't lie to me. Yeah, she was in Walmart. She's on Amazon. No, she wasn't.
Them eyes are them eyes. I'm surprised they ain't popped out her head because they are rolling around. They rolling about as fast as those tires are rotating on that truck again.
In Walmart, she was in Target. Apparently she couldn't get to Walmart. Here's the thing y'all don't know, and this is what I keep trying to tell you. I keep trying to tell you this. Just because you in Walmart or Target don't mean you're making no money. Okay? All these people that gloat about, oh, I made it to Walmart, I made it to Target, I'm doing this and doing that. All that shit is fantastic and amazing. But if you don't pull the numbers, guess what? They will pull your product and will give you your product back, and whatever they in the loss for, they will invoice you for. You then owe them. So being in Walmart, honey, has never been the goal. Being on in Target, never been the goal. Being on Food Network ain't the goal. It was at one point. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not the goal now, and it will never be the goal ever again because
this girl. I mean, he is truly DJ Griffy Griff is definitely doing one of his cult member sermons. He's indoctrinating us. We're in church right now. Like they just hovering and flapping and we're learning, we're downloading. Like they just collecting all of his indoctrination, all of the buzzwords and all of that, and the recreating of the narrative. I know for sure, because I was around in the early days of the Food Network dream, and took him to the helped him record the crazy audition tape. Took him downtown at 5 a.m. for the audition and all that. So I was around. Now he tells the story that used to be the dream, but it ain't now and it never will be again. Girl, that's not your choice. DJ Porky Pig, you already know that you blacklisted from the Food Network. And then, y'all, he lied. Did we ever get, like, evidence on any level? Because he lied, was it a year or two ago? About a year ago, year and a half, so. Where he lied and said he was on some challenge show with Rachel Ray on the Food Network. And they pay him $15,000 or something. And but then and he won maybe or something, and then he just for whatever reason they decided not to air it. Y'all remember that? I don't even know if that part is true, because I don't think we ever got any evidence either way. But he's been blacklisted. That I know for sure. He's blacklisted in New York. I know people in the industry. His name is shit. I need to quit cursing midweek. It ain't Friday yet. But his name is Ish in the industry. He can't get on. DJ Con artists can't get on nobody's show. That's not by choice. That's by force. And she like, well, and that's no longer the dream, and never will be. Yeah, because it never will happen. And you ruined it. Now all of a sudden he don't want to be on TV. Girl, please. Oh, DJ Dookie Saints. Let's continue.
You might be bulked up, but if you were bulked up selling that to your own customer base, you would have been fine. And somewhere along the line, you stopped caring, and it's evident. Somewhere along the line, you stopped caring, and it's evident. And it is okay to stop caring. It is not okay to stop caring and blame it on somebody else, some external factor, when it is in fact you. Take accountability for your actions.
I can't wait to clip this. I'm finna create a whole separate file for this. So we can go ahead and put a good old montage together of this girl not taking accountability, because oh my God, it is him. And they be over there like flapping like, it's true, right? Well, I can't even read the chat, too small on my screen. But y'all can see that. Preach. I can see it on my largest screen. Preach. And I can't see the rest of them because y'all chat in front of them. But they over there like, oh yeah, Master, you right. You ain't never did that. That she need to do better. And it's like, and these be the ones who watch him every day, all day. I think they have dementia. They can't remember nothing. Every day they hit the reset button with their memory of her and what's happening.
It is not anybody's fault your business did not succeed except for you. It was nobody's fault when you started your business. It was nobody's fault when you were doing good in your business. It's nobody's fault when you're doing bad in your business. You cannot take accountability for things going well and then poo-poo off the accountability when things are not going well in your business. Girl, it is you 150% every day, all day, twice on Sunday, and that is where I take issue. I'm sorry. And speaking of taking issue, I got an issue with Kalila.
So now he's drug. That's why the thumbnail looks the way it looks. Because he ain't dragging just one business on black woman. You're not just dragging one black woman entrepreneur today. You get the gift of him dragging three. So he's done. Now he drug Pam in her dark one. I'm sure this is one of her darkest moments of her life. One of. Now he's gonna move on to another woman. Let's go. But he loved black women. A man who loved black women, a black man who loved black women, would not be able to sit here with such vitriol and sit here and run through them and rip them apart like this to the public. Look at her old pursed lips. DJ Damaged Soul. Horrible. Oh, y'all don't know how livid I was watching this. I don't know these people, but I have a heart. And I'm like, why? Why be so mean to these women? If you don't like them or don't like how they run their business, move the fuck on. Ignore them. You're so important and busy and rich. Why the fuck are you so interested in this stuff? And these women. Talking about she mind her own business. Girl, no, you don't.
And messing about her. A whole issue.
Now, I didn't even know about this Kalia lady until this. And then it led me into more. But let's go.
With Kalila messing about. That's why I got to go out to Bali, girl. I was not this messy in Bali.
Exactly. She was not as messy. She still had drama, but she wasn't as messy in drama, in Bali rather. That's your fault. It's you have found, you're the common denominator. You are. And he's acknowledging, DJ Lie-A-Lot is acknowledging that she's being messy for no reason.
Girl, you have to follow these people to understand these stories. You have to go look and see what these people have been posting and the spirit in which they've been posting. Pam and Kalila both. I think Kalila said it and Pam commented and agreed. I'm friends with them both on Facebook. I probably won't be no more.
Again, I was taking a swig, so I couldn't stop. You got to pay attention to what these people be posting and the spirit in which they be posting. Girl, we're watching you right here. This Satan all up in this. Everything you do, really. This Satan. Watch what people post. This was a situation between two friends, supposedly, allegedly, and one friend was hurt. Well, both friends were hurt because she got this girl tissue thin feelings. Two friends hurt. That means y'all need to be talking together, not taking it online. So the spirit in which this was posted, or what was posted, which was something that should have been a private conversation, and the spirit in which it was posted, which is pure vitriol for a person you did know, a person you have been in the company of one-on-one, a person you've had private conversations with, a person who allegedly, I guess because you're saying she's a fake tongue speaker, you've prayed with or been in the company of her in praying or worshiping. And you come with this kind of energy towards a person who's been that close to you. If you could do this to a person who is that close to you, why the hell do these flying monkeys think you won't do it to them? We just watched you do it last week to a new person y'all was indoctrinating, Miss Red. Next week, I mean, last week was a follower. Not even a full week. The following week is somebody in your real life. And before that was people way before that, and there's going to be new people to come. Trust me. Horrible. She's projecting again. She wants y'all to pay attention to what people are posting and the spirit in which they are posting it, except for when it comes to her.
But I'm friends with them on Facebook. Kalila said, this is the first year I did not run a Black Friday sale, and I'm okay with it. Okay? I'm okay with it. Pam commented and chimed in, I agree. Now, if I was, girl, if I was in my messy era, I would go pull up the post, put the screenshots on the screen, do a YouTube. I don't care that much. I care, but not that much. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing all that. But Kalila wrote that. Now, Kalila runs Mess in a Bottle. It's in Baltimore. You've seen the t-shirts, the whole bit, right? She was doing t-shirts for these, t-shirts for that. Super excited. Brilliant mind. Beautiful person. Just had a new baby. I think she just ended up getting married as well or something like that. Lovely person, right? I've had lunch. You've seen pictures with us. We've had dinners together. You've seen the whole bit, right? You've seen it all.
So again, just like Pam, now this is a different woman. This is Kalia. I don't even know what she look like or nothing else. There's another friend. Dinners, outings, conversation, this and that. He's saying all this great stuff about this woman and how much time they've spent together. So this is not a follower. This is a person in his personal world. And this is how he about to talk about a person in another person, yet another person in his personal world. When he is done with them. This is how he rolled.
A couple of years ago, when Kalila was doing Black Friday, she was completely overwhelmed, right? And you can remember, she don't have no staff because she let them go, girl. She's not working in the business. She's not making no money. You're not making no money, you can't pay your staff. If you're not making no money, you can't pay your staff. That's why she don't have no staff. See, the girls be trying to say one thing, and girl, I know the truth. The girls say one thing, and I know the truth. And so the truth shall set you free today, okay? So she a couple years ago, I want to say like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. It happened 2 Black Fridays in a row. Mind you, she gets online on social media, on Instagram. She's crying and boo-hoo down. I'm trying to do my best and it's just so much and y'all just don't know and y'all keep emailing and I'm trying to work on doing your stuff. Girl, if you know you're running a sale for Black Friday and you've been in business for longer than 2 weeks, why are you reactive and not proactive? Why are you reactive and not proactive? This is another one. You cry about not having no money. You cry about the business not doing good, but you ain't introduced no new products. You ain't doing no fucking community work at all. All you are doing is putting out a product, hoping people buy it. You are not doing anything. You are not spending time with your community. You are not bringing your community along on no journey. You are not hanging out with your community. You are not putting...
Everyone has to have the same exact business model as Scampa, DJ Mole, DJ Messy Queen, DJ Messy Girl, DJ Mad at Beer. Everybody got to have the same business coach model as her in order to be a legitimate business owner. Everybody don't have to hang out with their customers and their supporters in order to run a successful business. Do you see Bill Gates hanging out with all of us who got a PC? Do you see Elon Musk or evil ass hanging out with everybody who buy a Tesla? What? It is a business model, but it ain't the only one. She's such a fucking know-it-all. It's ridiculous.
Things together for your community. All you are doing is saying, I have a product and nobody's supporting my product. I just blocked her. Sorry. I let her go. I blocked her. Not even interested. Not even interested. Her and Pam can both go. I told you, today, anybody can get it, including her.
So he's on there dragging these women. And I think Kalia, from what I'm gathering, got in the chat. She's saying stuff. I don't know if she's trying to come up or whatever. I ain't tried to read the chat to figure all that out. He blocks her. This is supposed to be your real life friend, not a follower. But everyone is dismissible to him. This is a person he just started the conversation about her by saying how connected they were. All the stuff they did together. How brilliant she is, this and that. And he won't even give her, have the decency to give her an opportunity for a conversation about him ranting and raving and lying on her, I'm sure, and her being able to speak up about it. And they loving it in the chat. Master, y'all, ooh, Lord, y'all done got him mad. Ooh, oh my God, y'all, ooh, yes, block, that block button is live today. They going crazy. Oh, they getting all of the drama and the sassiness now. Never realizing that their turn will come one day. She is only for self. DJ on the run is only for herself. That's why she's gonna abandon y'all when her Bolly grift take off.
Today, anybody can get it, including her. I just blocked Kalila for messing about her. Legit just blocked her for messing about her. She cried out 2 years ago.
You proud of yourself because you just blocked a friend with no words being said. You proud of yourself. I just blocked her. Somebody's supposed to be celebrating that toxic ass behavior.
3 years ago, and it was 2 years in a row. She kept crying. Oh my God, nobody's supporting my bid. You've done nothing with community. And every single time I have that shirt on. Y'all ask me, oh, that's a cute shirt. Where you get it from? What I tell you? I send you right over the mess in the bottom. Matter of fact, I done ran sales for Pam from Coils by Nature with my name as a discount code. You the fuck can't tell me I ain't been a loyal friend. You can't tell me I ain't been a fucking loyal friend.
I can tell you ain't been an effing loyal friend because of what you're doing right now. Loyal friends don't be loyal 1 minute and do this the next. You ain't never been no loyal friend. Your capability and capacity to do what you're doing means you ain't never been no loyal friend. You were using her. She had some level of value to you for whatever time period. And that was the kind of friend she was. And you were loyal to what you wanted to get from her, but you were never loyal to her. Being loyal to her means what we're watching never happens. But you're so fucking damaged, you don't understand that. Neither do your flying monkeys who think this is okay.
At all. You cannot tell me I have not been a loyal friend. You cannot tell me. You've done zero community work. Absolutely zero. You've done nothing except get online and cry and pout and this, that, and the third. But then when you get invited to go on these stages and you get invited to go to these places and you get invited to speak on your expertise, now all of a sudden you are fucking e-commerce expert and you know how to grow, run, start, and scale every business that's ever been created on Shopify, but can't fucking do it for yourself. Oh, I started this out of my living room with this. Girl, we all did. Now, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, you was done. Not even, girl, 2 months ago, you were done. 2 months ago, you were posting, oh, I'm done. I don't have no staff. I'm done working on this. 2 weeks ago. Now, Pinky Cole from Slutty Vegan. I got my opinions on her too. You've heard what I thought about her. At some point, I'll remind you. This ain't the time to remind you, but I don't fucking like her either. Okay?
Now he's moving on to the third successful black business owner. He just slaying them all in this. Slaying them all. I ain't seen okay, Pam, we can go with he felt offended because of her message that didn't name him. Why Kalia got drugged through this? Why we on Pinky again? When you tried to sabotage her. Actually, I'm just move on because I think for the most part, I'm over her. It's too much. Y'all know I can only take so much. Some of y'all too. We can only take so much. Since he moved on to Pinky, let's bring up Pinky. Pinky has a history with Darius Crooks. Pinky, her Slutty Vegan, her original location, I think it's still there. Original location was next door to Darius Crooks, Greens and Gray, defunct, closed, out of business, failure of a restaurant, Greens and Gravy. Her business was right next to it. Now, this is what I've heard, like off the top of my head. There were some plumbing issues in Darius Crooks' side, on his side, that were affecting her plumbing. He wouldn't get it fixed. So she wanted to get it fixed, but he was so evil that he was blocking her and not allowing her to get the plumbers in on his side to be able to do the work that needed to be done so that the plumbing could work fine for her restaurant. Then whatever else drama they went through. So I've never heard his actual twisting of the narrative version of it because I know how he operates. Every story, he's going to twist the narrative to make himself into the victim. I ain't never heard his version yet. And he said he's going to tell even. I'm sure he will. Probably out of all this. But anyway, he tried to sabotage Pinky's business. She's been in business since she opened, has opened multiple locations, has a food truck. I had it for the first time when I was in Atlanta. Now, not the first time I was in Atlanta, but I had Slutty Vegan for the first time while in Atlanta in October. It was a food truck her food truck was at the YouTube Black event that I was invited to. And so I got to have it for free. So I got to have Slutty Vegan for the first time. Where's Greens and Gravy? Where's Soul Crab at? Nowhere to be found. Also, her products have now made it into grocery stores as well, nationwide. So, speaking of her, since he brought her up, and I know why he brought her up, because he's hateful and jealous, and she was on in the blogs today, not because she was scamming, not because somebody was doing an investigative report, not because she was being sued by somebody, not because she had to close a business down and not notify her employees and claim mental health issues. None of that. She was on the blogs because they were noting that a business on the brink of closing its doors, she helped save through a group economics experiment that she launched. So they say, this is from the Neighborhood Talk. They says, did I pull that in? Not it. They say Pinky Cole Hayes launched a group economics experiment to save a business on the brink of closing its doors. Celebs such as Tabitha Brown, BB Judy, Super Scent, Prima Donna, and more rallied to encourage their audience to support the business. In less than 72 hours, it raised over $50,000. So we have Darius Crooks, aka Lipo Crooks, who has a friend who's in need. Business was on the brink of closing. And he does what we just watched. Then you have Pinky from Slutty Vegan. Hold on, let me close these polls out because I'm doubling them up now. Poll I'm closing out is, do you think that Darius Crooks is a toxic friend? 98% of you say yes, he is a toxic friend. 2% of you say no. That 2% of you, either your finger has slipped or you're just as fucking toxic. It is what it is. If you don't think that's toxic, you're just as toxic. You do the same stuff to people in your life. And you the kind of person that I don't want around. It's just that. Like, you can have your opinion about stuff, but that's just clear toxicity right there. Clearly. And if you can't see that, something's going on. You need to get checked out. Poll question that's going out. Did you know that Darius Crooks tried to sabotage Pinky, aka Slutty Vegan's business? So that was how Pinky approached it. And so there's actually a video here as well where Pinky, this is what she does when she sees a business person in need who she can help.
Video. I ain't even about to make a long video. All I'm about to tell y'all is, look how much money we raised for Mess in a Bottle in 36 hours. 36 hours. We raised $34,000 for this brand, y'all. $34,000 in 36 hours. She don't have to pay that money back. It's not going to dilute her business. All she got to do is fulfill products. $34,000. That is the power of group economics. So I'm not going to make this video long. We got to run it up for her. We're not done yet. If you have not been to Mess in a Bottle, go to www.messinabottle.com and buy a product. Mother's Day is coming up. Father's Day coming up. Buy something for somebody's birthday. We're going to get her to $50,000. And remember, write in the comments on my last post that you purchased, and I'm giving one lucky person 15 days of free mentorship on me. Every day I'm talking to you. Every day we talking about your business. What you want? What you doing? Like, I'm going to help you. So messinabottle.com. At Mess in a Bottle on social media. We are going to run it up for this business. And I need everybody to tag their favorite celebrities, their favorite influencers right now in the comments and tell them to watch this video so that they can post it on their page so that we can get her to the $50,000. And I think that we can get it there. So drop their names in the comments, tag somebody and tell them they need to watch this video and share Mess in a Bottle.
So again, that's how Pinky approached the same situation. She didn't get a woman any money out of her pocket. And obviously, you know, she does the business, the consultations I'm sure she offered that to that lady as well. Kalia, like, okay, well, girl, you got in this situation. How this happened? Okay, well, this is what you need to do. Blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to help you raise the capital. And I'm sure she not like, oh, we're going to help you raise this money and bye, girl. I'm sure she like, well, we need to make sure you don't end up in this situation again. So versus going to her social media and dragging this black business and saying, could you believe Kalia? She ain't doing this and she don't know community and she ain't got no products what she need to have the products and how she gonna get in a situation like this? And see, the problem is that's stupid. Darius Crooks is an unhealed person. What we just watched Pinky do comes from a healed person, comes from a good person, a good person. That's all I got on this tonight. Because we'll Thursday and Friday will be dedicated. It's so much more, so much more. But because this happened today, I wanted to cover it in real time. Didn't want to get too far behind. But on Thursday and Friday, we got a lot to cover. They're gonna be two nights of long lives with Darius Crooks. So we got so much to cover. Poll question we're closing out. Did you know that Darius Crooks tried to sabotage Pinky, aka Slutty Vegan's business? 55% of you did know that. 45% of you did not. We'll dig into that deeper. I still got to do some more receipt and data collecting when it comes to that story. But eventually we'll deep dive on that as well. Bring up black businesses, not tear them down. Exactly. Explore, pay it forward. Crooks knows nothing about that. Right. Which is why what she thinks she has is not going to last. CJ is saying restaurants closed, his fault. Illegal credit repair, his fault. Failed kitchen comeback, his fault. Failed Three Kings tour, his fault. And yet we haven't heard him take responsibility for any of that. Right. And we can go further. We can go back to the Cupcake Gallery in Chicago, the investors who never got paid, his fault. The fresh to go fraudulent grocery delivery company where people credit cards were fraudulently charged, his fault. we can go back further than that, but you're right, never his fault. Bianca says he needs to be blocked from social media, period. Not gonna happen. Social media enjoys this. He makes them money, so that I ain't gonna say it'll take a hell of a lot for that to happen. He helps the algorithm. They reward him for this. This behavior is not only tolerated, but encouraged. Gets them more engagement, clicks, and views, more ad dollars from the advertisers. That's why he keeps it up as well. He's learned how to gain money from drama and the toxicity. So with that, I thank all of you for joining this evening. It's been a pleasure. We will be back on tomorrow. And with that, y'all make sure to have a good night. Make sure to take care and be blessed. And I'm gonna send y'all out with a quick little outro.
Hey, boy, you gotta lie so much. You must wake up and just make up stuff. Cause I just do not understand why every time you talk, you tell a quick lie. You and your lies gotta go. Because I'm tired of talking to Pinocchio. Then you had a nerve to look folks in the eyes, knowing that you telling them lies. You be telling them lies. I asked you about this. Did you lie about it? I asked you about that. Did you lie about it? Get them lies together, they all over the place. I bet if Jesus came back, you a lie to his face. Damn, Pinocchio. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. I said, Pinocchio. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. Now, let's go. Start telling all them lies. But what? Let's go. Cause I don't believe that you say at this point. Cause all you do is lie.